Hello, everybody, and welcome to day one of the Pioneer Masters Arena Open. If I can get to 4 match wins before a single match loss, I will qualify for day 2, where I'll be able to draft for some cold, hard cash. So this is going to be high stakes limited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and let's dive on in. This is best of 3. Hoo-hoo, get a sleeve, and let's see what rares we're working with. This is the Devotion version of the Pioneer Masters set. And right off the bat, I don't love my rares that I'm looking at here. Yeah, so Karanos can be okay. Assemble Legion can be pretty good. But it takes a while to get going. Linval is pretty good. So maybe some sort of white deck that splashes red, or just Bring to Light's not crazy, but we'll see what we can do. And also, I am streaming this live on Twitch, so if you are curious when I'm answering questions or stuff like that, then it's because I am streaming it live on Twitch. And so I'll be answering questions from Twitch chat and stuff like that. Okay, so best of 3 and also sealed. So a couple things that changes in deck building compared to maybe best of 1 or even like draft is that sealed is a slower format generally, and that means that you want 2-drops that like scale into the game or are very powerful or relevant even in the late game. So just random 2-mana 2/2s that are like a little bit aggressive isn't necessarily where you want to be, unless you have one of the infrequent pools that has some aggressive elements, because in draft you can consistently draft enough 2-drops and aggressive cards to build an aggressive deck, and in sealed it's harder to make that come together. So what we're going to be trying to do is make sure our cards have like late game relevance. So a card like Hopeful Eidolon is much better in draft than in sealed, because a 1-mana 1/1 like could be part of a curve out where you're actually beating the opponent down. Whereas in sealed, you don't really ever want to play a 1-mana 1/1 lifelink, even if it does have some upsides or synergies. A card like Hero of Iroas has a little bit more relevance because it's a 2-drop that's good on turn 2, but you can also make it grow into like a 3/3 or maybe even a 4/4 in the mid to late game. And so that's just the sort of thing to keep in mind. It's not like the craziest 2-drop. The best 2-drops for sealed would be something that is like very relevant in the late game, that has like a 6-mana activated ability that makes it go crazy or something like that. Talkrop Skirmisher, kind of similar. You don't really care about a 2-mana 2/1 a lot of the time in sealed. It could be more of a sideboard card, but I just want to explain this concept as we're going through so that you can be better at sealed yourself, because that's ultimately the goal. Stasis Snare, nice little removal spell. One thing I like to do is just go through and look at the cards that I would be relatively happy playing. So like Hero of Iroas, I'd be relatively happy playing. Stasis Snare, good removal spell. Make sure you have those. This card is a little bit hard to punch through. Plays actually pretty well with Artful Maneuver. To get that counter, I don't love it. Don't love this card. And then Linval is great, but we don't have a ton of white cards, which isn't the end of the world. White tends to be a little bit weaker in sealed a lot of the time because it has more aggressive elements. So we might not end up being able to play white. We might splash white for that Assemble the Legion or something like that. Linval is good in the right matchup, but not necessarily what we care about here. Blue, what are we working with here? Not a ton of blue cards in just terms of raw quantity. Jwari Disruption, solid card. Can be good early or as a land. Illusory Angel, in the mid game, if you've got some synergies, you can do some stuff. I believe this is a activated ability, not a... Yeah, it's not a casting thing. Jessian Thief, kind of cool with Artful Maneuver or things... Oh, this isn't flying. Sorry, for some reason I thought this gave flying. My bad. I guess it's because I knew I was doing something wrong with this card. It doesn't get flying. So yeah, it's not actually crazy with War Oracle. Yeah, I just saw the flyer thing and I was like, oh yeah, +2/+2 and flying. But no, it's just +2/+2 with rebound. There's the Nimbus Naiad. This card's pretty good with Jessian Thief. You can give this flying, hit through for some damage, but overall not like a crazy card. Vision, Gatekeepers for Gates deck, Shipbreaker Kraken. This is a big activated ability. So if you had this on this like 8-mana activated ability on a 2-drop, that would be like kind of nice for sealed, though 8 mana is a bit much. Tap 4 creatures they don't untap as long as you control Shipbreaker Kraken. That's kind of wild. Like, this card actually seems pretty cool. And then Sphinx of the Magosi is like actually like a pretty good threat in sealed, because if they don't kill it, you can just take over the game. So that's like, this is the sort of card that I would like really want to play in sealed. But moving on to black, we've got a Death Toucher and something that can give Death Touch. Death Touch is one of those abilities that actually scales relatively well into the game because it can just trade with anything. So it essentially has infinite power for creature combat. So that's a card that I could consider playing. Basilicus Creature, flying is nice. Extort is good for the late game relative to some other mechanics, so that's pretty reasonable as a 2-drop. We have Ultimate Price as a kill spell. We have, this card's not really for limited players. It's more of a constructed card. A couple of Obnix, Illicit's Cruelty. A Read the Bones for some card draw. Disciple of Fanax is like a card advantage 4-drop. Silmagar Butcher kind of can do some good work if you have sacrifice stuff. And then Soul Flare is not particularly great, other than as a potentially cheaper card that you can like delve away. And yeah, it's kind of hard to get a lot of abilities in sealed. So good black removal and stuff, and some card advantage and such. So that's nice. Red, we have Wild Slash, Crone Crusader. Again, kind of the one drop that's harder to get to work in sealed than in draft. There's Boundary Lands Ranger, which can be nice as a card filtering. Card filtering is sometimes as good as card advantage if you have extra lands. Follow the Hammer removal spell. Rimrock Knight, aggressive card. Not really looking to play that guy. Boulder Salvo is like a kill spell. So red is not a very deep color for me. Creatures flying, can't block, yeah. Okay, so red's not looking that good. So far, black is the color that I'm most interested in. This, again, one drop. Hard to finagle. But if we do end up casting spells to target it and we have a lot of mana, we can actually make it kind of bigger. So that's something to at least a little bit consider, maybe. Alpha Authority, kind of a cutesy card, but not really something you want to go all in on. Doesn't really buff stats. Can make it like harder to block, though. Colony Ambush, reasonable. Gore Claw. 4 greater, cost 2 less to cast. So also just like makes your big creatures even a little bit bigger. And it does include itself. So it's like a 5/4 trampler. So it's pretty good. Nessie and Asp, reasonable card. Again, the activated abilities make a big difference for the late game. Oh gosh, this is kind of a crazy one. I mean, I'm just thinking about the overall. Okay, so lots of blue-black cards here. So we already kind of liked our black, and then we just see a bunch of blue-black cards here that are actually pretty reasonable. So we might end up going blue-black just for the double Dinrova, double possessed scab situation. Each creature in your graveyard costs less. We'll have to see what we can splash potentially as well. Keranos can be pretty good potentially. But we might not have the mana to splash, but like the cards we want. Haste, protection from blue, X counter is not really a crazy card. We have an Evolving Wilds, that's pretty huge. We have a Darksteel Ingot, a couple of them, and a Pilgrim's Eye. That's actually really good for splashing a color, so nice colorless fixing really helping us out here. Bane of Bala Ged, not a card that I love, but I think it's a card to think about. Okay, so looking at our gold cards, our multicolored cards, we have Sky Knight's pretty reasonable, the Oligarch, and this guy's pretty reasonable. If we can nab something, Keranos, Dreadbore, both pretty reasonable. We already talked about these blue-black cards. Ashen Rider's really hard to cast at 8 mana, so we're not going to really try to play that one. Assemble Legion's really good, or at least it seems pretty good to me. And then, yeah, so we've got a little bit of stuff. I think Keranos is really nice because you just get something. You get to draw extra cards, you get to zap stuff. Like, it's really good if you can just survive a couple turns. Bring to Light, if I was playing a heavy green deck, I could see that doing some stuff. But overall, I think if I play Evolving Wilds, Pilgrim's Eye, and 1 Mountain, I could maybe get away with just splashing a Keranos. And then if I played 1 copy of Darksteel Ingot, I could get away with playing Dreadbore probably, if I need it. So let's just see what our blue-black deck looks like. We already kind of wanted to play black. Our blue cards seem okay, especially like the Sphinx, Kraken maybe. So yeah, let's just build our deck. So first of all, we're going to put in the cards that we know we want to play. So I like Jesse and Thief. I like this card because I have Jesse and Thief. This is like a Gates card. I don't think I really want that. The Kraken seems good. The Sphinx seems okay. I could play the Top Crop Skirmisher out of the board if I wanted to. Ultimate Price, the Cruelties, the Read the Bones, this guy, this guy. Don't really want to play Soul Flare, but if I can't use the Graveyard, I think it's okay. I'm going to consider the Screechers, but I'm going to consider them later down the line. I think Screechers a little bit better if you care about the Extort part. Like being able to drain out the opponent. Like getting a little bit of life can be useful for sure, though. But we're just filling out the cards that I'm much more likely to want to play. Like I'm going to play Nightveil Spectre. If you haven't known this card, it's gets you some card advantage when it hits them as a 3-drop, which is really good. 2 Possessed Scabs, 2 Dinrova Horrors. So because I have the 2 Possessed Scabs, I don't really want to play the Soul Flayer because I don't want to be exiling my own graveyard. And I would like to play the Keranos. And I will facilitate that with Evolving Wilds and Pilgrim's Eye and 1 Mountain. And then get an extra, oops. Okay. So this is how my deck is looking right now. I could go just play Dark Steel Ingot. I have some good card advantage stuff and some expensive cards. So I think playing one Dark Steel Ingot will be fine to help me play an extra little bit. And then as a 2-drop of choice, I could play Halo Scarab over, I kind of want to play Dreadbore. I don't really have a ton of 2-drops here. I only have the Baleful Eidolon. So I kind of want one more or two more 2-drops. Like, I don't love Talk Up Skirmisher. I think this card could be okay. My late game is pretty excellent. Like, I have a lot of expensive stuff. So I could see playing a couple Halo Scarabs instead of the Dark Steel Ingot. Like, I could see doing this. Something along these lines. And then it helps my mana out for my splash cards without actually going too crazy. It's easy to cast. And it helps me. Like, I have plenty of mana sinks. And I also have these two, which are kind of like blue sources, so I can probably cut an island as well. So this could be the build. Nimbus Naiad might not be the greatest in my deck. It doesn't really do that much. It doesn't really do a ton that I care about. Like, buff something up. But that's not, like, crazy good for me. Like, I don't really have a huge reason to want to do that. Like, I could see cutting a Nimbus Naiad for a Dark Steel Ingot pretty easily. I have a lot of 6-drops and 5-drops and card advantage. Like, yeah, this is a 4/4, but it's kind of hard for me to double spell potentially. I kind of like this build. Like, this is kind of the build that I'm leaning towards here. And then I can always adjust things for games 2 and 3 and such. But for now, I think we're going to go like this. And yeah. Let's just double check our colors. Yeah, pretty even on that stuff. And the Visions and Jwari helps me with late game mana as well. And yeah, that's going to do it for the build. I will make Keranos my art, and I will see you folks in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon support lets me make high quality content on a consistent basis and spend extra time making some Patreon exclusive content like my card by card draft tier list for each set, and also some bonus thoughts in my format thoughts document that I share with my patrons. So there's some cool bonus rewards, but also it just helps support the channel and general Nicolai Bolas activity on YouTube. So I really do appreciate everyone who supports over there. Special shout out to those who support at the credits level. It makes a big difference. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. This is a great hand on the draw. We've got a kill spell. We've got plenty of mana. We are going to lead with the Vision. We have plenty of expensive cards in the deck, and we don't need to like gamble on that one. We'll just play our land drops out. Okay, they have a Basilica Screecher. This is the sort of card where I don't really care that they played this. It might do some stuff, but I'm going to be fine in terms of life total, I think. And I anticipate being able to like kill their threats that actually matter. Boundary Lance Ranger. They extort me. Sure. Okay. I'm just gonna kill this thing. I think it's gonna deal more damage to me, at least for now. Okay. Okay, maybe I can kill the Basilica Screecher now. Or I can just take the 1 from it. I'll just take the damage here. So, what are they going to sacrifice? I think I'd rather do this one because it exiles it. Okay, so I could take 4 here, or I could just play Keranos. So I'll take 4 here again. This is really tricky. I'm going to play Keranos. It's a greedy play for sure, but I think it's going to be give me a decent chance. They have Heart Piercer. Okay. Sure. Unfortunate. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, that's going to lose me the game. So I think I lost this one. If I played the Scab instead... Yep. Okay. Okay, so they're kind of a more aggressive deck, it looks like. A couple Heart Piercers. So this is where you can bring in some more. So I'll bring in the 2 Basilicus creatures because the life gain can matter. I'll cut a Darksteel Ingot. And I'll cut a Nimbus Naiad. Bring in some cheaper stuff that can block their flyer. Gain me some life in the late game. I don't know. They have some good reach as well, so that's why I kind of care about the Extort a little bit more here. I think, yeah, if I'd been on the play, maybe I would have won that game. I don't know. I didn't have a 2-drop, which really hurt me in that particular setting. A lot of the time, it's okay to miss your 2-drop in sealed. You have removals and stuff. But, yeah, that didn't work out exactly the way I was hoping. Just making some minor adjustments, though. We know they have some burn from the 2 Heart Piercer Manticores. They have the Bow Guy. They have a Dreadbore. If I had been able to deal 3 damage with Keranos, I think I still would have lost, probably. Okay, play first. Okay, we can keep this hand. This hand is much better at curving out a little bit. This card puts a little bit of implicit pressure on them. Playing Keranos on the play should be good too. Okay, they just kill it. That's pretty good for me. So one thing you might be wondering is, why did I attack them? Because I don't really want to trade damage when I'm going to have a Keranos on the way. And the reason I attacked is because they couldn't attack me back at that moment because I had the Jessian Thief. Okay, perfecto. Keranos comes in. So it was like 2 free damage almost if they didn't have a kill spell, and it really made them want to use their kill spell on my 3-drop. Keranos is a bit hard for them to get rid of potentially in a black-red deck. Definitely blocking. I just want to trade resources while I've got Keranos running. Okay. Hmm. Play the horror. I don't really want to bounce their guy. I'll just bounce their mountain. Because they presumably need it. So the point is to not let them just discard a random land that they can't use. Okay, they discard the Manticore. And now every point of damage is a lot for these guys. Dreadbore, sure. Skeleton, okay. Got the win. Okay, with the two Manticores, discard effects get a little bit worse, but I still think Denrova is worth playing. So I'm on the draw. I know a little bit about their deck. I don't really like one toughness guys against their X1 things. If I could somehow facilitate casting this thing, it would be good, but it's just hard to do. Gaining a bunch of life by exiling their graveyard of their Skeleton and Heartpiercer Manticore would be insane if that was good. Boom, ba-da-bum. On the draw, I think I want to keep all my 2-drops for now. But I will say Naiad seems okay against them because it's flying. It may be better than Jesse and Thief. Having something to sacrifice to the Silumgar's Butcher might not be the worst. Like the 1/3 blocks the 2/1, but also the 2/2 can block their 1/2s pretty well. Because now that I'm on defense, I'm kind of in blocking mode. Okay, this is a good keep. 2-drop into Read the Bones. Okay, they're playing a Crow and Crusader. Kind of crazy. This is a much better 2-drop to trade with. Especially because they did not have the answer they needed there. This is like a risky play, but necessary, I think. I'll keep the Basilica Screecher so I can double spell next turn. Perfect. Okay. It's honestly okay for me. I have the Cruelty that lines up very well here. So now I can play the Screecher and this thing and Extort. And they're running low on cards, which is pretty big for me. So would I rather play this and Extort, or just play the Spectre? Probably the Spectre, honestly. I miss out on one Extort, but they only have one card in hand. Huge draw. I shouldn't have played my land first, I guess. What the... That's crazy. Yes! Yes! Oh, he takes down the victory. That's huge. Let's go. What a win. See you folks in round 2. Welcome to another round. This is a keeper, I think. I did make one change to the deck. I added a Basilica Screecher over the Nimbus Naiad. I feel like I'm probably still going to get Mountain, but depending on what I draw, I could see going for an island so I can cast the Sphinx. Now I don't have to worry about it. I can get both of those things. I'm going to use this to get an island, I think. And then I'll cast Jesse and Thief first. Perfect. Now I have triple blue for the Sphinx on curve if I want it. Or I can play the Kraken and try to bait out removal. I think I might go for that line. Blue-black, they have an Antuco Husk. Stab Wound. That's potentially unfortunate for me. Though I'm losing 2 life, but they can't attack me, so it's kind of a situation here. And I have the sacrifice guy for later. Yep. They could have a counter spell. Or a kill spell. Stab Wound's good to know about. Sure. Essence Scatter. They can't really attack me back, right? Just chump block. Sure. They have 5 mana up. They have 4 cards in hand. This could go really well for me. I like the Disciple, and I don't really need the Jwari right now. I think I just have better cards to dig towards. So they can sacrifice Nantuko Husk to itself. So they decide not to do that. So I get to draw a card with my Jesse and Thief now. So they don't have a... Okay, so they have an Essence Scatter. That's good to know about. Okay. Yep, they have another Essence Scatter, I figured. I'll still spend my mana here, even though I'm kind of maybe wasting the trigger there. Okay. So Keranos is going to the bottom. Darksteel and God, sure. Yep. You might wonder why I didn't cast the Ingot. It's so I can do the same double spell thing with the Jesse and Thief. Okay. I could also just kill my own Jesse and Thief here. I'm not going to, though. Oh my gosh. The Whip of Erebos. Okay. They're going to counter this. Yeah, I think I lose the 2 life no matter what there. Okay, so I lose the 2 life. That was actually a huge draw. The problem is they can whip back their guy. Yeah, I don't think my odds were better if I like did that the other way, so I'm just gonna concede here. I cannot win this game. I could have killed their Sphinx, but they can bring it back with Whip, which is the problem. Because I can't cruelty it, and I can't rely on blocking it either. Okay, that was a crazy game. I literally got solo killed by this stupid stab wound on my 1/3. Otherwise, I think I would have been in good shape to win that game. I had good removal spells. The Whip of Erebos is also a problem. Maybe. So Essence Scatter the Gathering over there. So I don't really want Darksteel Ingot. I'd rather just have another threat. I'll bring in the Bale. The Bane of Balaged. I guess. Yeah, sure. I kind of guess this gets cast in his enchantment. So that could be pretty reasonable. Maybe this card's not the best. Yeah, I guess I'd rather have the Nimbus Naiad. The way that lined up was pretty unfortunate. Stabwin just owned me. They have a ton of Essence Scatters. I wish I had some Essence Scatters. They have Archaeomancer. Okay, we can keep this. We need to draw a land, but if we do draw one, we're in great shape. Beautiful. So if they stab wound this, I'm going to be sad, but I have the Silmgar Butcher this time. Sure. Hello, Potato Skis. Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. So they have 2 Obnixilis Cruelties. Wild. I should have not played the land first again. Oh, that's very good. I think they're just holding up Essence Scatter. But this time I have the pressure on them that they have to answer. Wow. Sure. Just spend our mana a little bit. I don't know why I keep playing my lands first. It's just so dumb. That's going to be good later. Use this opportunity to just bounce one of their lands, make them discard a card. Get another big thing into play. Sure. They have 3 Ob-Nixilis Cruelties. That's kind of crazy. Oh, I can't actually play the Essence Scatter right now anymore. That's kind of wild. So I exiled their Essence Scatter and Whip. I guess I should have played the Whip then. I just, yeah. Should have done that, I guess. Just this line was very appealing to me. Because now it's out of range, so to speak. Okay. So they get another Ob-Nixilis' Cruelty. They have Ob-Nixilis' Cruelties. Their deck is crazy. They have 3 Essence Scatters and 3 Ob-Nixilis' Cruelties. Are you kidding me? 1, 2. Maybe they only have 2 of them. Oh, because they got one. Yeah, they have 3. Oh, gosh. They're just looking for an answer, like a bounce spell. Do they have one? Please no. Yes, we get game 2. Okay. They have 2 Treasure Cruise, too. Okay, their deck is actually kind of nutty. Treasure Cruise times 2, eh? 2 Treasure Cruises. This doesn't just exile their whole graveyard, right? All creature cards. This pen is dying. The turn of a pen. Well, let's think. I want to bring in this guy. I think those things are good. I'm going to bring in flyers that I can randomly ding them with. Now that I have more flyers, the Soul Flare becomes more appealing. Tawcrop Skirmishers is going to be a lot better than Halo Scarab. I kind of want an extra land. Do I even care about... I mean, I'm not going to win the late game against them is the problem. They have so many Essence Scatters, so many. They have an Archaeomancer. If I can stick a Keranos, I will win. I don't think they can beat Keranos. I have a minute left of sideboarding. My fate is up to myself. I'm going to cut the Halo Scarabs. I'm going to cut Dreadbore, I think, because I'm cutting some of my splash stuff. And then I'm going to cut... The Soul Flare thing's a bit ambitious, maybe. Let's just cut Silumgar Butcher. And then 1 island anyway. I guess I could lower my curve enough that it's probably fine. Because I've got 18 lands, essentially. Let's just hope this works out. It's dicey. Okay, this is a good hand, though. Though I am letting them set up a bit. I don't have any of the 2-drops I sideboarded in. Though I guess I sided out a couple 2-drops with the Halo Scarabs. Beautiful, just what I wanted. Okay, there's one Obnix's Cruelty down. Say hello to my little friend, Thought-Crop Skirmisher. I think you might know them. So they can only get back creature cards. They only have 4 cards in hand. I know they have 3 Essence Scatters. Okay, they don't even hesitate. So maybe I should have just jammed there. Did they mulligan? It feels like they must have. Whip of Erebos. Are they going to watch me whip? So there's a Cruelty down. Undead Butler. We have 2 Cruelties left. Maybe they're going to Treasure Cruise. Nope, they're whipping. I can Dinrova Horror their whip. Okay, Archaeomancer, sure. No, I really want to play that. Oh, gosh. I love to save this for when they have an Essence Scatter, but I think that this is just the better play. Because what's going to happen here is they might try to trade these off. And then I can Dinrova Horror their whip. And then it slows them down a lot. Yep. And they're missing land drops, so that's good for me as well. Yep. I know they want to do that so they can eventually trade it with the whip. Like, if they play whip here, they're going really far behind because I can just play my Kraken then. Yep. Like, they whip back the Archaeomancer, get the Obnix's Cruelty. And then their guy goes away and I kill them with this. We take them down! Victory! Yes! Oh my gosh. What a win. What a win. Huge. Let's go. Oh man, that felt so satisfying. The sideboarding, the strategy, the plays, all coming together. Oh my gosh, what a win. We lost game one of that again. We've lost both game ones and won both matches. Whoo, baby, let's go. That was satisfying. Woo. Let's see. Do we still like the configuration of the main deck? I'm not sure I want the Darksteel Ingot. The Ingot has not felt super necessary. I've got the Stab Wound. I've basically got 18 lands because I've got 14, 15, 16, and then the 2 of these. So that's like 18 lands. I've got some card draw. So I don't think the Ingot is necessary. I have 1, 2, 3 red sources plus the Halo Scarabs. I think I'd rather just play like a Basilica Screecher even, maybe. I feel like maybe I feel like it could be good, though. Like ramping into one of these things. I've got some mana sinks. It's tough. Very tough. I feel like I'm always taking it out. I'd rather play this Screecher, I think. Some more chip damage. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'd rather even just play this guy, yeah. Let's play this guy. Whew. But yeah, I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to round 3. We've won the die roll. We're going to play first. And we have a good hand here. I like it. We'll keep it. And even though we have the Dreadbore and we have plenty of swamps, one of our 3 red sources. I think we just go get a red source with this. And then trust in drawing a black source. It is a close call, but I think it's the right one. I don't have a lot of red, and I have one of my red spells. If I didn't have one of my red spells, I'd be much more likely to just go with the flow. Oh, gosh. That does some damage. Okay, red-white aggro. They have Ash Zealot. Bloodfire Enforcers. There's the land we need. Perfect. Kill their 5/2. Witch's Mark. Okay. Play my 6/6. Okay, they tap it. Sure. Ouch. Ow. Could have used you a while ago, buddy. So I think I'm dead here. So I kill this thing. They hit me for 2. Because next turn they're going to play this. So I think I have to just play this guy and hope they don't have anything. They probably have another Arden Veil and I die. No, so far I'm alive. Oh, Rappel Master, okay. Yeah. That's unfortunate. If I block the 2/2 though... yeah, I was going to lose that no matter what. Okay. So they're an aggro deck. This thing doesn't even block their stupid guy though. I need to be able to block goblin tokens. And that guy. Gosh, that was so sad. What a brutal game. Like, that was one of those ones where, like, my Evolving Wilds decision was so, like, close. Like, I have 8 swamps in the deck, and I only have 1 mountain, and I had a red card in my hand. Like, oh, God. I'm going to take out Read the Bones in this matchup. Okay, we can keep this hand. Like, I'm actually going to be able to cast all my spells this game except for the Dreadbore, so. Oh, nice. Clever opponent. Okay. Let's hit a mountain here. No mountain. But now they can kill my Night Veil Spectre, sadly. Oh, yeah, for that one. Okay. First strike, yep. Okay. Feeling a little bit okay here. Sure. So I'm just going to do it this way here. I will extort. I could have done this in response to this thing. Sure. I'll just take the kill spell. I know I can kill Ardent Veil Tactician with it at the very least. Ash Zealot, sure. Three, 6, 7. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Nice. This will just keep me safe holding up this. Sure. So that thing can't kill me. Cast a spell from graveyard, sure. So I kill this, they block there, and they're dead. Okay, no blocks. Okay. Yeah, if opponent let us pay for extort before sheltering, then it gets a lot worse. True. But they didn't know we had this thing. They have phalanx tactics. That's good to know about. Sajiri Shelter. Swift. Reckoning. Witch's Mark, Arden Rail. I mean, so nice. So this is Flash, right? Yeah. Okay. They have 10th District. And Rimrock Knight. So lots of problematic cards. They have so much First Strike, too. Okay, well, I definitely don't want Read the Bones. Let's bring in Soul Flayer. I think I can maybe cast that for a little cheaper at some point. And I'm going to bring in the Skirmisher, and I'm going to cut the Naiad. And I'm going to cut the Jessian Thief. Because Thief is better as an attacker, and I'm on blocking mode all the way here. Come on, deck. Let's go. This is the hand I needed. Oh, this is a great hand for me. Oh, that's such a good card to draw here, too. Oh, my gosh. And they don't have a 2-drop. I'm just going to hold up Chawari Disruption here. It's better than deploying the Halo Scarab. Perfect. That's exactly what I was afraid of, was a Rabble Master. And now that I don't have a counterspell, I can just play my Pilgrim's Eye. Go get my Mountain. I would love to have extra black mana, but I'm just going to have to count on drawing it. I have 2 red spells in the deck still. Sure. I know they have Sajiri Shelter, so I don't want to mess with it. I can only play the Sphinx. Yes! Oh my gosh, we're doing it! We're doing it! Oh my gosh, Possessed Scab was such a good draw, too. Oh my gosh. Honestly, this game is hinged on the fact that I didn't play Halo Scarab on turn 2. Like, a Rabble Master would have been annoying. Wow, and their Witch's Marking. Okay, so I know that they played their Rabble Master. They played their Witch's Mark. What'd they get rid of? They got rid of Phalanx Tactics. Oh my gosh. Okay, Ardenvale Tactician, sure. I would have loved to just jam a Sphinx there, but that's how it goes. They don't even have double white. Okay, they're Swift Reckoning now. There we go. And I'm just going to start activating this as much as I can. Like, I don't think they can kill this. Like, they might have a second Swift Reckoning. That's the only reason I'm not attacking with this right now. Yep, now they don't have the mana up to use it. Sure. Gonna go get another black source here. Yep, they did have another Swift Reckoning. See, that's why you are careful and get all the advantage you want before you do anything hasty. I'm still at 20. I've got them on a 2-turn clock. We'll make them spend their mana. They have another Failings Tactics. Oh my gosh, did we do it again? Did we go back from 0-1 to win the match? Oh, they have a second Rabble Master. That's crazy. Yes! 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 Oh my gosh. I am the king of game 3! Yes! Oh, baby, we did it again. We're into the final round. This is our chance to make it to day 2. We will seize our opportunity. Maybe we'll win game 1. What a win. Let's go. See you folks there. Welcome to the final round. I'm feeling amazing, but I've got to stay focused because this is all or nothing. If I win this, I make it to day 2 where I'll be drafting for cash. If I lose this, it's back to the drawing board. We're out. So it's all about focus, all about staying positive and focused. Okay, we have to mulligan. Only 1 land, but that's okay. We've been able to dodge mulligans for the most part today. And this is an excellent hand. We're going to keep this. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the... I'd rather draw Solundi Vision in the late game after I shuffle with my Evolving Wilds, so I am going to get rid of that one. And then I'm not going to take any chances here. I'm just going to lead with the Jawari Disruption. One of the good things about this hand is I've got the Thief to help recoup card advantage. That was a good draw. And the Thief into 2 removal spells is going to maybe let me draw some cards if they don't immediately kill the Thief. They're playing Red-White again. Red-White may have some answers to Thief. Okay, perfect. This is just what we wanted. Attack with the Scarab. Play Thief. Thief is going to be our ticket to the end game here. Hopefully they can't play like a Stasis Snare type card against this. Pilgrim's Eye, perfect. So normally, yeah, I actually will be okay with if they just chump block with the Pilgrim's Eye here. I'm not going to get greedy with my cruelty. I will, however, offer them the Halo Scarab trade. They just chump block, sure. And if they have a Swift Reckoning, they have a Swift Reckoning, but I'm still not going to use my premium removal spell on this thing. That's like a recipe for... It's a little bit greedy, honestly, especially because I can get it essentially for free. So I essentially got to cast an Ob Nixilis Cruelty on that without having to spend mana on it. We will do this. If they have the Punch spell, they have the Punch spell. If I draw a land here, I get to play my Scab. No land, but that's okay. I'm kind of unmulliganed now. They're Gateway Plaza, okay. So they're playing a lot of colors, it looks like. Furious Rise, sure. That's actually perfect for me, because I don't have to worry about it, really. Let's see what we draw here. Scab, so here... So they can. I will let them get a little bit of card advantage. Because I do want to make sure I hit my land drop this turn. Missing a couple turns in a row would be pretty bad. Here, they're most likely to play a big spell. So here, we'll just get these down. It's even a little bit of extra pressure. Like, if they play a big creature, I have a couple kill spells that can kill it. I can maybe bounce it with the Denrova Horror. So let's just start writing down their cards. They played a Pilgrim's Eye. Okay. They have a Gideon. Okay. Furious Rise. Hero of Iroas. Okay, always look for lethal here. So they are at... I have 4 damage here. So it's not quite lethal. This is too tempting to pass up, though. Denrova Horror, bounce their token is really good for me. Then we will just take out their Gideon. No need to rush things. I don't draw a card from the Thief, but I have plenty of cards in hand.
Bravery wasn't enough.
Okay. And they're tapped out now. So I can just kill their guy and be good to go. So they get a card, which is an Oath of Nissa. Sure. I will just... I could Dreadbore, Read the Bones. I could Cruelty, Read the Bones. I think Cruelty, Read the Bones is best use of my mana. If I was going to do that, I should have read the Bones first, though. Here, I definitely want to land. Ooh, Nimbus Naiad's really good, but I don't need the Screecher. I just want to hit a land drop here. Beautiful. But Nimbus Naiad makes any of my creatures lethal. So they have Savage Punch. And they have Artful Maneuver. And Pelucranos. And Oath of Nissa. I'm just writing down their cards. Becomes relevant for me in games 2 and 3 a lot of the time. So this thing... X damage. Okay, and they don't have an instant there to stop me. What was that last card that they revealed? It's 1 and a green. Does anyone know what this card is? 1 and a green. Why can't I click it? Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. I should know what that card is. Oh my gosh. That's silly. Is that another Savage Punch? The 03 Mana Dork that has Hexproof. Thank you, it's TKM. Okay, so it's a Sylvan Caryatid. Okay, so they have like a late game deck. None of their cards really scream early game aggro, but they might have a better late game than me if I'm not careful. For now, though, I think I can cut a Halo Scarab for another late game card if I have one that I want to play. Bane of Bala Ged comes to mind. They haven't really shown off a lot of removal spells, other than Savage Punch. I think I'd rather just have the Nimbus Naiad, though. I'm thinking that will be a good change. Nimbus Naiad gives me some late game stuff. And with 2 Nimbus Naiads, the Soul Flayer gets a little bit nicer. Because I can exile it. But I think I want to keep things relatively standard here. I'm on the draw, I'm going to be less likely to be able to pressure them. But flyers are good against Gideon. And even just giving something flying can be really good against Gideon. So that's the main card I have to keep in mind. Gideon can be really problematic if they play that on curve. Hey, Jopester, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Magic's changed a little bit in the past recent times, but still fun. A lot of fun. We're having a good time here. We're going to keep this hand. Jawari Disruption is definitely a spell that we're happy to have here on the draw. So this is one of the benefits of this sort of card is it can be a spell when you really need it to. They know that we have this technically, but they might not remember. Okay, Caryatid. This is where they try to jam their Gideon and we get them. Definitely going to just shut that down. They might have a land, but if they do, we're not going to be able to stop them that well anyway. And this is where we pray they don't have their Gideon, because we have no answers. We kept a heavy land hand, and we've drawn 1 spell, 2 lands so far. Okay. So far, so good. Them getting rid of Jesse and Thief is really weird to me here. I'm not going to be able to punish them at all, but it is weird. Knightly Valor onto a... Very strange, okay. He's got Defender. I'm just going to play this. I'm not going to exploit it. Just need to get something going. And also, if they do play a Gideon, this gives me outs to draw Nimbus Naiad to kill it. My opponent doing some questionable things over there, but they look like they're flooding out a bit too. Okay, that's a huge draw for me. Sure. X equals 6. But they can't attack past my Butcher right now. So I'm getting a lot of time to draw something good. Okay, that's a huge draw. I still can't attack. But now if I draw like any creature I can. So Dinrova Horror would be great. That counts. We want to get this game over with before they can get anything going. They have a lot of good cards. I've already seen a couple of them. And we have them on a 4-turn clock. Let's go. So I can tap 1, 2, 3, 4. Force some chump blocks here. I think that this is a worthy mana investment here. It just puts way more pressure on them, forces them to deal with my threat. I guess I could have gone for the double removal spell. I thought that might be a little greedy, but... Yeah, maybe that was very greedy. Maybe that was just dumb. Maybe I could have won. Okay. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Say we did it. Say we got there. Oh, they have the punch spell or something. They have a savage punch or something. Oh no, I can't because they can always jump with that. Let's just force them to chump block. Yeah! Yeah! We did it! First try! Woo! I feel good. Do 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 do. Oh my gosh. The sideboard tech came in so clutch. Like, if this was a stupid Halo Scarab, I don't think I win this game. But the Nimbus Naiad out of the sideboard, I mean, this could have been the one that was in my main deck, but this card was so clutch. We kind of identified. We were like, this game is going to maybe come down to the air. And then they played the Secure the Waste. And oh my gosh, we actually got to activate the Monstrous on the Shipbreaker. Oh, what a win! Yes! Oh my gosh. We have qualified for day 2 where we will be drafting for cash. Exciting stuff. Huge videos to come in the future. I'm really, really happy with how this went, especially because it felt like sideboarding was the absolute key. And when that's just like one of those aspects of Magic the Gathering that is very satisfying, very fun, but sometimes feels like it gets lost in the weeds a little bit. We get some gems. We qualify for day 2. Oh, that feels amazing. Oh, man. That feels so good. And I'm really, really, really happy. I felt like we tried out so many cards in our sideboard. We brought in the Tawcrop Skirmisher. We brought in the Nimbus Naiad. We brought in this Basilica Screecher. We brought in Soul Flayer. We brought in so many cards. I don't think we ever brought this guy in, but it was overall just like such a fun run. We brought in so many cards. It felt like sideboarding played a huge role, really swung us those games, especially those first 3 matches where we lost every single game 1 and then still battled back to win, kept our focus. I felt really good about how we played, and this was overall so much fun. If you didn't get all the way to the end of this video on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button to let me know you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more and comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave hashtag the third game, because the third game was where we really took over, and I felt like winning game 3s in this sort of format against players that are trying their best with some stakes on the line just feels absolutely amazing. So hashtag the third game to let me know you made it all the way till the end. I feel really happy about this. I had a ton of fun. I hope you did as well. And you can catch me streaming live on Twitch at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas if you'd like to join in the fun live. That is going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for the drafts on day 2.